For nearly 30 years, Tupac Shakur's killing had no defender. Then one man began talking publicly about what happened. Now, Duane Keffe D. Davis is set to become the first person to stand trial over one of hip-hop's most enduring mysteries. Jury selection is scheduled to begin in Las Vegas on August 10th. Davis, who is 63, has pleaded not guilty to murder. Prosecutors are not accusing him of firing the shots that killed Shakur. They say he helped plan the attack and supplied the gun. So, what happened that night? And why did it take almost 3 decades for anyone to face trial? On September 7, 1996, Shakur was in Las Vegas with Death Row Records co-founder Marion Suge Knight. They had attended a Mike Tyson boxing match at the MGM Grand. After the fight, Shakur, Knight, and members of their group were involved in a brawl with Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. Anderson was Davis's nephew and a member of the South Side Compton Crips. Later that night, Knight was driving Shakur along East Flamingo Road in a black BMW. When the car stopped at a red light, a white Cadillac pulled up beside it. Someone inside opened fire. Shakur was shot 4 times. Knight was also wounded. Shakur died in hospital 6 days later. He was 25 years old. Police investigated Anderson, but he denied involvement and was never charged. He was killed in an unrelated gang shooting in 1998. The other known occupants of the Cadillac also died in the years that followed. Davis is now believed to be the only surviving person who was inside that car. For decades, the investigation went nowhere. The killing happened during a period of conflict involving rival record labels, gangs, and the widely publicized tension between East Coast and West Coast hip-hop. But rumors produced no criminal case. The investigation changed after Davis began describing the shooting in interviews. In 2008, he spoke to a task force investigating the separate murder of rapper Christopher Wallace, better known as the notorious B.I.G. That interview took place under a legal protection arrangement. Davis also discussed Shakur's killing, and a judge has now ruled that the recording can be played to the jury. Davis has described himself as a leader or shot caller in the South Side Compton Crips. In accounts attributed to him, Davis said he obtained a gun and placed it inside the Cadillac before the group found Shakur and Knight. He said Anderson later took the weapon before shots were fired at the BMW. Davis then took his story public. He discussed the case in the 2018 documentary series Death Row Chronicles. A year later, he published a memoir called Compton Street Legend, which described his role in the gang and the events surrounding Shakur's death. Those statements brought new attention to the cold case. They are now central to the prosecution. But Davis has not always told the same story. In some interviews, he claimed Shakur showed or reached for a gun first, and that the shooting was an act of retaliation. Those claims are disputed. His lawyers say the changing accounts makes his statements unreliable. They also argue that Davis may have exaggerated his role to gain attention and sell books. The investigation formally gathered pace in July 2023 when police searched Davis's home in Henderson, Nevada. 2 months later, a grand jury indicted him. Prosecutors say the shooting was revenge for the earlier fight at the MGM Grand. Their case is based on the argument that Davis obtained the weapon, gave it to the group, and helped direct the attack. Under Nevada law, a person does not need to pull the trigger to be convicted of murder. Prosecutors can hold someone responsible if they intentionally help plan, encourage, or carry out the killing. That is what the state must prove to the jury. The defense says the case has major gaps. There is no murder weapon, no surveillance video of the shooting, and no independent eyewitness who can prove that Davis ordered or knowingly helped organize it. Much of the case, therefore, depends on his own words and whether jurors believe them. The trial is expected to last about a month. For Shakur's family, it may offer the closest thing yet to an official account of what happened. His stepbrother, Maurice Mopreme Shakur, has said he hopes the trial is fair and reveals the truth, while acknowledging that no verdict can bring Tupac back. Shakur sold more than 75 million records and remains one of hip-hop's most influential artists. His death became part of his legend, surrounded by rumors, conspiracy theories, and unanswered questions. Now, nearly 30 years later, a jury will hear the first murder case ever brought over his killing. And the case may come down to one question. Did Davis finally help solve the crime by talking about it? Or did he simply tell stories prosecutors cannot prove? For more such explainers, subscribe to DawnNews English.